an urgent call to defend our democracy and the Republic against the communist puppet Rodrigo Duterte, against the CPP-NPA dictatorship. We are officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, belonging to the network of officers to defend the Republic. As men in uniform, we are duty-bound to defend our flag and the Constitution against forces, foreign or local, inimical to our democratic ideals and institutions. Today, we are issuing this urgent appeal to our countrymen, fellow officers and brothers in arms in the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police to defend our democracy and the Republic against an imminent takeover of our government by the communists. This clear and present danger is emanating from presidential candidate Rodrigo Duterte. We have decided to come out on pain of being accused of engaging in partisan politics. This national security issue is beyond all of us, and we are left with no option but to sound the alarm as we witness the entire electoral exercise being subverted and turned into a nationwide CPP-NPA propaganda campaign starring the longtime communist puppet Duterte. Why do we say this? What is our proof? By his words and actions, past and present, Rodrigo Duterte is a certified, hardcore, dyed-in-the-wool puppet of local as well as foreign communists. And these have been all verified and confirmed based on the intelligence report we have gathered. For one, his campaign machinery is driven by high-ranking communist cadres such as Leoncio Evasco Jr. as campaign manager, Pete Lavinia as spokesman, and former Gabriela Party List Representative Luz Ilagan, and is closely supervised by George Madlos, also known as Ka-Oris, the highest-ranking official of the CPP-NPA in Mindanao, and a member of the party's Central Committee. Lavinia, who specializes in urban political mass movement, was a former councilor of Duterte. Evasco, who came from Maribojoc, Bohol, is actually a special operator of CPP, who previously headed the CPP-NPA Southern Mindanao Regional Party Committee and one of the highest-ranking cadres in the entire island of Mindanao. Ilagan is Digong's political consultant and longtime ally in Davao City Council and currently running as city councilor under Duterte's local party. All are high-ranking cadres and political operatives of the CPP, tasked by the party to orchestrate Duterte's campaign for the presidency. These three report directly to Madlos, while Duterte himself is in close coordination through secure cell phones with his mentor and former professor in Lyceum University, Jose Maria Sison. Joma is the acknowledged head of the CPP-NPA using the pseudonym Armando Liwana. These have been made possible because of Duterte's intimate and long-time relationship with the communists. In the more than 20 years of Digong's reign in Davao City, armed urban operatives of the NPA, also known as Sparrow units, were free to roam Davao City to liquidate their targets and collect revolutionary tax from business establishments. June Pala, a known anti-communist propagandist, was widely believed to be victim of summary execution of NPA and Duterte's Davao Death Squad. Digong has also allowed the city to be a safe haven for ailing cadres and wounded NPA combatants needing medical attention. During the death and funeral of Leoncio Pitao, also known as Commander Parago, NPA's highest-ranking commander in southern Mindanao region. Duterte called on the AFP and PNP officials in the area to allow armed units of the NPA to hold funeral march for Commander Parago around the urban center. Davao is the only city in the entire archipelago where the armed communists can move freely. To perpetuate his reign of terror as warlord of Davao City and entrench himself in the political landscape, Duterte and his communist cohorts established and has maintained the dreaded Davao Death Squad, whose members were former and present NPA armed city partisans or Sparrow units. These are highly trained and skilled assassins who specialize in swift executions. Actually, they were not different from Joey De Leon of Red Scorpion Group and Leopoldo K. Hector Mabilangan, who headed the dreaded Kidnap for Ransom Group of the NPA in southern Tagalog area in the 80s. This election, Duterte is kowtowing to cunning communist political maneuvers, such as the April 1 Kidapawan incident. Our intelligence reports point to Duterte and the three members of his inner circle have met with Ka Oris early this year in one of the NPA strongholds in the Davao Peninsula to plot the Kidapawan massacre. Their plan was to launch a rally by hungry farmers and provoke an armed confrontation with the police, a la Mindiola massacre. Then, put the blame on the government for the deaths and violence. Digong would then be portrayed as a hero who provides shelter and donations for the hungry farmers. We have reasons to believe that the communists are indeed expert propagandists and are used to this kind of political ploy, even at the expense of innocent lives. We need only look at what they did in the Plaza Miranda bombing in 1971 that prompted the declaration of martial law, the Escalante massacre in 1985, the Mindiola massacre in 1987, and the Hacienda Luisita massacre in 2004. There is a clear pattern of communist handiwork. What is even more alarming is that even the Chinese communists in the Communist Party of China had already joined their Filipino comrades in CPP-NPA in terms of bankrolling Duterte's campaign. Our asset in CPP's political bureau or Politburo had confirmed that the Chinese communists had invested millions of dollars for Duterte's presidency in exchange for a joint exploration agreement in the disputed territories within the West Philippine Sea. This explains why Duterte is not interested to promote our country's claims in Kalayaan Islands. Expectedly, Duterte has utterly begun to be hostile against the United States of America and Australia, in the guise of keeping the Philippine elections free from foreign intervention. But he is actually preparing our country to become a Chinese communist ally. But despite his gung-ho image, Duterte has already lost control of the situation. He may not be a true blue communist ideologue as what he would like us to believe. However, as what we have already seen and heard, Duterte's neck is held by the communists. Being their candidate, Duterte personifies the last hurrah of the long-dying and discredited ideology. Within the communist strategy of armed struggle, going nowhere, Duterte winning the presidency may yet save them from oblivion and extinction. As this may be CPP-NPA's newfound shortcut to grab state power, Duterte has already committed to sell the communists our government if elected as the next president in May. He promised them that Joma Sison would be appointed as presidential political advisor. Satur Ocampo, Ka Oris, and other high-ranking CPP-NPA cadres would be positioned in high government posts. All the detained communists would be freed. Once in Malacanang, Duterte would immediately declare a revolutionary government that will abolish all existing government institutions and change the constitution of our republic. Undeniably, we cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow the government, the presidency, and our established institutions to be put in communist hands. We have already experienced the harrowing pain and hardships inflicted on ordinary people by communist dictators like Stalin of Russia, Mao Zedong of China, Pol Pot of Cambodia, and Kim Il-sung of North Korea. We ourselves have also experienced these atrocities in the bloody communist purges of the CPP-NPA in the late 80s, victimizing even their own members and innocent civilians. We understand the prevailing sentiment of our countrymen for seemingly favoring Duterte's challenge for change. All Filipinos want change, here and now. But we cannot stomach his version of a totalitarian and dictatorial change. He will feed us to the mad dogs. What our people want is an honest-to-goodness change for the better. Incorruptible government, food, job, peace, and justice for our people. But without the support of our countrymen, we cannot prevent Duterte and the CPP-NPA from taking over the country. This battle is not ours alone as soldiers of the Republic and defenders of our democracy. This is the fight of all freedom-loving Filipinos against communist totalitarianism and dictatorship. Our concern is not about who is the best candidate. This matter of utmost national security importance is well above us. Our concern is the survival of our democratic institutions and long-held freedoms enjoyed by all Filipinos. Kaya samahan niyo po kami sa labang ito. Let us not allow communism to come back from the dead and reign in our beloved country. Let us stop this communist madness before it is too late. Let us oppose and expose the ill intentions of CPP-NPA Duterte clique. Let us prevent communist dictatorship.